So, last episode, we finished the, I guess, base cups of the Wii U version, and in today's episode, let's start the DLC cups, which I guess now are just base cups. Yeah, okay, sure, let's get Rainbow Road over and done with. Why don't we? Yeah. Also, I apologize if this recording session has a large focus on Legends Arceus, as that has been what I've been playing for the past week or so. Okay, there we go. Also, probably not a smart idea to play Tour in between this, but it's what I've been doing. Yeah, I finished the main story about a week ago. And then, because of how the post-game works, or I guess the first part of the post-game, I spent a good while just doing that. And I guess now, since I've finished it, I've now started shiny hunting. I think the first lot I'm going to be focusing on is the Pokemon I used in my team. Can I make this without... Okay, no. Oddly enough. Yeah, the first few I'm going to focus on are the Pokemon I used to beat the game in. I think I might have a list of them on screen now. Just to show you what they are. Because I can't... My mind's blanking on them, and I'm also going to be adding in one more as, because I didn't go into the game with a set team in mind, but rather just a loose team idea. I just built a team as I went along, and I didn't have a fifth member until like the second last area of the game, so yeah. And of course, despite wanting to have a sixth member, I just didn't have one. So yeah. Okay, can this come out? Okay, second, not so bad. Again, this is a course that isn't really meant for the speed, I suppose. Yeah, I just didn't have a sixth member at all. In fact, when I faced the final boss, I just... I guess the super boss, I just used Dialga, and when I went to go fight the super final boss, I just didn't have a sixth member at all. It's like I didn't feel like I needed it, and plus you are given a Pokemon after you fight the final boss, so just felt like I should have a space in my party. So when I'm shiny hunting my team, or what will be my team, I'm going to include the member I thought, my Pokemon that would probably be the best fit for that spot. Not to mention it was kind of a key part of my team. Since there's a quest that has you deal with a set... Oh. Has you deal with a group of 4 Pokemon, and that Pokemon ended up being on that team when on my team when I fought that Pokemon. So it's like, yeah, that Pokemon actually did some work. So I guess I do kind of owe it to that Pokemon to add it to my team. Even if it does end up being later on. In fact, if I did things a little bit differently, probably would have ended up shiny hunting that Pokemon to be on my team. And just have a shiny version of that Pokemon on my team. But like, yeah, just haven't, or didn't really have the chance. So I guess that is kind of a reason I do like to form a team before I play a game, or before I play a Pokemon game, because like, I think the one other time I didn't make a team before going in, I just didn't really know what to do, and I think it was mostly because I just didn't really know what else to put on my team, but I didn't end up finishing that playthrough. So, yeah, although I think it wasn't that, like, that was just one of the situations that made me not finish the game, because it was a Gen 2 game, and I think I needed to do a bit of grinding before finishing it. Although I think I did get to Kanto, I think? I believe. Although I'm just trying to remember if it was the time I used a, or I wanted to use a Electabuzz, but because you can't find one until the post-game in Gen 2, didn't have one. Okay. I think they definitely changed the thing just a little bit. Why aren't I breaking? Breaking is definitely going to help me out here, I think. Okay, cool. Mushrooms. Not exactly something I want. Okay. It's pretty bad, but yeah, not as bad as what it could be. I think. Interesting. But yeah, since deciding that I wanted to shiny hunt my team, I've already found an Apom and a Lilligant. And, both of them were using the, Outbreak method, but Petalil was a little bit different as, I think up until recently I hadn't really had any luck with that method, and kind of found something that's a little annoying about that method that I need, or probably will need to keep an eye out going forward. And that being, if a Pokemon goes too far out of your radius, it will just despawn, I think. Because the first time I encountered a Petalil Horde, one of the initial 4 Pokemon was a shiny, and then when I went up to go counter it, or like just as I was going up to the Horde, the shiny walked into the grass, and I just couldn't find it again. So yeah, that kind of stung a little bit. And that wasn't the only time that has happened to me. Because the first time I encountered a Togepi Horde, a similar thing happened where I was approaching the Horde, wow. I was encountering the Horde, oh yeah, walking up to the Horde, and as I was doing so, I had to bump into a Ghastly. I had to fight the Ghastly, and after I fought it, the Ghastly, or the Togepi that was shiny, had just vanished. I don't know what happened to it, it just disappeared. So, I definitely think I need to look up how exactly they work. So I kind of get the feeling that the next few cups are going to be at least silver, or at best they're going to be silver because I'm not the best at these tracks, like at all. And okay, wow, that is really. Man, that was really annoying to deal with. Okay. The best thing about this cup is that Rainbow Road is early on enough. That's the only good thing about it. And I guess this course is in it, I suppose. But yeah, I think so far those are the only shinies I've failed. Although that being said, because since finishing the post game and beginning to work on the Pokédex, I haven't been listening to the game audio. I could have failed a ton more shinies that I just didn't know were around, because the main tell to know if a shiny's around you is the sparkle sound effect that plays when one spawns. And if you're not listening to the game audio, you most likely will miss a shiny. Because one thing that is a major pro and major con is that the overworld Pokemon can spawn in shiny. Like in Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. Which I guess is kind of good, but then again, another downside is that there is a level cap of sorts on the Pokemon you can catch. The star rating you have determines what level of Pokemon you can catch. The first area of the game has Pokemon that are higher than level 40, I think. Oh, I know, at least one of them are. Because of a new feature of the game, but like... yeah, it's going to be really likely that you will just miss out on a shiny just here. Oh yeah, right, and I guess the point I was getting to is, Game Freak didn't shiny lock those Pokemon. The, Pokemon that you can't catch at that moment, for some reason. Which is kind of disappointing, but I want to say, because of the way the game works, they have kind of done us a huge favor in that most of the ways you can encounter Pokemon, if you save before encountering the Pokemon, you can reset and everything will be the same. So if you notice a Pokemon, a shiny Pokemon spawning in, you save the game, something happens to make it disappear. If you reset, then chances are you can save, or still get that shiny. The only instance where things are completely random are the space-time distortions. Which, I think I'm just gonna call them space-time rifts, because like that's essentially what they are. Not to mention, if you want to abbreviate that, you kind of get STDs. And it's like, okay. Not exactly something I want to have. Okay, wow. I guess I'm just more used to the tail they have in Tor. But yeah, in Tor they are like much higher up. Or I guess they are smaller than all these ones. So they have a much... Oh, they have more distance to travel. I guess, technically. Which I think is like a little weird. Although I guess the version of this in Tor is based on the 3DS version. Which is a little different from this one. Okay... Didn't want to say anything, but holy shit. That was near perfect. Whatever happens after this, I'll take. Although I guess now I know that I can do that track fairly well. And I don't need to rely on, auto steering. Because I was kind of thinking that I might maybe consider turning that on, although that's not really that big a challenge, I don't think. So yeah, if we don't get first on these next two races, I'll be completely fine with that. Only because now I know that I can do Rainbow Road. Although they'll just make the perfect run of this cup much more challenging, as now I have the preset knowledge that I can do that track without falling off it 1,000 times, but like until then, I guess I'll just have to find out how I do on everything else. I guess now I know that Rainbow Road, or that Rainbow Road isn't that big a problem for me now. Although I think this kart is... now I think about it, this kart is kind of tailor-made specifically for Rainbow Road. Which is a little weird, because I thought it wasn't. Like, I thought this was more versatile than just Rainbow Road. Though I guess knowing that, now knowing that, it's kind of like, okay, cool. I can deal with this. So I guess something I will mention now is that something I found out between episodes, okay, ow, is that the customization for the opponents isn't random, and they have preset builds. So yeah, I think I'll link down a link to that, just in case you want to find out what they are. Because, some of the builds that they can have are, like, really surprisingly good. I don't know if the one... Okay, yeah, the one Peach has, that's a really good bike. Because I think that focuses more on speed than acceleration like mine does. Although I think, to be fair, mine is more of a mix of the two, so that's good. What happened in that interaction in the game? Okay, okay, yeah, wow. Yeah, I think 200cc was introduced in the first batch of DLC in the original version, so technically speaking, these courses were meant for these speeds, I guess, in a way. Man, I just need to keep reminding myself that this is not Tor. That we do not get a pity item. Okay, just focusing because this final few corners are really tight for like no apparent reason. for some reason. Okay, kind of need to talk about I'm driving. No talk, me driving. That, I think, is what we need to do. Okay, wow. Okay, we had a big lead. I was kind of thinking that I need to rely on my red shell there to maintain the win. So really? The one course I didn't think was going to be so much of a problem ended up fucking us over. That's that is something. So yeah, next episode we finish our initial runs of the final cups of 200TC. How we do, you'll just have to find out. But until then, that's when I'll see you.